I don't care who you are, what your age is, or whether you think you look like a shriveled up old armpit. If you play to your strengths, if you make great music, and if you can find an audience that will buy into what you do, then there has never been a better time, no matter what your age is, to start a band, to write music, to create any kind of creative career, really. And look, I get it. I can already feel some of you rolling your eyes and being like, that's easy for you to say. But I truly believe this, and there's one big reason as to why this is the best time to start a band, no matter your age, and that is because of the internet, baby, which most of us have at the end of our fingertips. You know, when I was younger, the internet wasn't really a widespread thing. It wasn't until I was at the end of primary school that I got internet at home, and by internet, I mean dial-up. You couldn't be on the telephone, landline, which was attached to the wall, and on the internet at the same time. And back then we only really used the internet for MySpace, Neopets, and Bebo. I come from an era where floppy disks are a thing, and no, that is not a euphemism. So if we think about being a musical artist pre-internet, there really weren't that many options for getting your music out to a large audience. You kind of needed a record deal to be able to reach a substantial audience, and therefore the power really wasn't in your hands, it was in the big labels' hands. But nowadays, with the internet widespread, you have billions of people at your fingertips, and so you don't actually need a record deal anymore. Yes, they can be advantageous, yes, they can put a lot of money behind your music, but it's not necessary for you to reach a targeted audience, which you can do by yourself using advertising on Facebook for beer money. There is no longer just one person that has the power to say, you know what, honey, you're not what we're looking for, and that's it. Your dreams dashed forever, never to be in the music industry again. That's not how it works anymore, unless you go on a TV talent show, in which case you've been warned. And talking of TV talent shows, when I was younger I used to watch The X Factor, and back when I watched it there were 4 categories: girls, boys, overs, and groups. And the overs meant that you were getting too old to be in the music industry, and therefore this is your last ditch attempt to make it. And do you know what age that was when I was younger? 25. 25, and you were considered old. In recent years before the show got axed, it did go up to 28, but that would still make me, by their standards, too old. Luckily, there's been a lot of great things happening in the music industry, with artists giving power to people in their 30s, 40s, 50s and beyond. Take Shakira and J-Lo at the 2020 Super Bowl performance. J-Lo was 50 years old when she did that performance, and Shakira was in her 40s, and that is mum level, and I am here for it. It's just great. And for me, it was really a positive thing to see such a big event involve 2 great artists who are older now, but also who are women, and that gives me hope. So just as a little detour into women exclusively, there has always been this kind of this issue in the entertainment industry where men can get away with being a silver fox and still be deemed as sexy. Especially in acting, you see older men get paired with wives who are like half their age on the screen, and I feel like the tide is changing on this a little bit. Take Christina Scabbia, Amy Lee, Sia, Maria Brink. Now, she puts on a really great show. Their killer vocals and their ability to captivate an audience is their ticket to remaining relevant no matter their age. People don't lose their talent, their experiences, and all the great things about them once they hit 26, or 29, or 30, or 35. I think in the rock genre, there's always been a slightly different relationship between time and age, because there are some seriously old mother out there who look like a worn out old leather boot, but when they get on a stage, they kill it and they earn your respect. There are pockets of the rock genre where it wasn't really about being a beauty contest, it was about how hard you can rock. And there's something really beautiful about that when it's about the music and how great you sound and the energy that you put out on stage and all of these things other than how you look. But no matter what genre you love to create, it all changed when the internet came along, because now you have the ability to take that power into your own hands, to find the audience that will like your stuff, and to learn about the tools that are at your fingertips that can connect you with the audience that you deserve. You have to work with what you've got, and be confident in your abilities, because that's what it boils down to. If you're lacking in skills, you have to fill in those skills. If you want to build your audience on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you have to learn about the platforms and then find where your passions fit into the platforms. No one is stopping you from doing that. So in conclusion, you're not too old. Sometimes that can be a lazy excuse for actually being scared, or for not stepping up your music to a competitive level. Or perhaps you just haven't connected with your audience yet, and maybe you need to experiment with targeted ads on social media. There are so many people who have given up on what they actually want to do because at some point someone convinced them that they had to be a child prodigy in order to do what they love, and that's simply not true. I know that it can be really hard comparing yourself with other people, especially when there are some really talented young individuals, and we're getting to see them all because social media has opened up this ability to compare ourselves with so many other people that we wouldn't have even seen before the internet. But there is a space for you. There is an audience for you if you want it, and if you're willing to take the steps in order to be able to find them and connect with them. And guess what? Today you're the youngest you'll ever be. Oh, that's the thought, isn't it? But why not start today? Because we have this life, and life is a blessing, and we have this moment, and this is the moment we live in, is the only moment we truly have. So go out there, do the things you've always wanted to do, put some time and effort into your passions, and don't worry about being too old, because that is such an outdated thought process. That is a pre-internet thought process. That was a thought process before you had more power. You have the power nowadays, so you've got to use it. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video if you liked it, subscribe to keep in the know, and I will see you next Sunday.